Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. So tonight is a special event podcast. I will receive someone who decided to create something special, for the all the people who get how to say that discriminated for vaccine cases and other discrimination too. So he built a network about it. To my French people, pour mes amis parlant français, I will do the interview. Je vais faire l'entrevue en anglais exclusivement. Et je vais faire des sous-titres en français ensuite. Donc, je vais, as I told, I will do subtitles in French for all my friends in Quebec province. So, happy to see you there, all the people of Global Freedom. So, Daniel Brisson, FNL Freedom News, Nouvelle Libre. And you can, of course, you will be able to ask some questions. So, prepare them, and there will be some question live with the creator of this. Alors, and also support FNL Freedom News Nouvelle Libre. You can support this network, this web news, as via PayPal, via Gives and Go, or via Interact. So, a question for one. Vendu aucun rapport, Matt. So sorry. I do broadcast when my guests are available. So tonight it will be a show, and as I told many times, comme je l'ai dit souvent, this network news is also une chaîne bilingue. Alors voilà. Vous pouvez aller écouter Eric. So, allez écouter Eric et vous pourrez écouter ensuite le podcast. So, sans plus tarder, je vais vous présenter George Doukalis, who created Jabless Jobs, excuse me. So, welcome. And George, and to this podcast, and you have the opportunity to present yourself at the beginning.
Hi, Daniel. Thanks for having me. It's wonderful to be here. I really appreciate it. Well, like you said, my name's George, and I'm in Vancouver. I was in a situation where my employer was gonna let me go, or he was threatening to segregate the employees based on their medical decisions. I was hired as management, so I would have to have enforced those restrictions on my crew. So I wasn't okay with that. That was August of 2021. So I was just trying to find a solution to my problem, and I ended up looking online. I was finding websites, not websites, but groups on Telegram and Facebook groups that had names that were describing what I was looking for, but they were just too noisy. There was so much activity on there. When you're looking for a job you can take a bus to, you don't really care about what's going on in Australia or what someone said or who's arguing with who. You just want to solve a problem. So I was very frustrated because I didn't have job security. I knew that the hammer was going to drop, so I decided to just try and figure out how to solve it for myself. One day I was in the bathroom really early, washing my face, and the name Jabless Jobs just came into my head. So I started a group on Telegram, and then it just blew up from there. That was August 24th of 2021. By mid-September, I realized I had something extremely special and very unique. I had somehow trapped lightning in a bottle, was solving a problem for people. And it was the emotional response was just something I was not prepared for, and it really, lit a fire under what I was doing and encouraged me to keep going. So I decided to reserve the name on the federal registries. Jabless Jobs is something I own now. And then a month later, a friend of mine here in Vancouver gave me a few $1,000s to incorporate and get it out the gate, and I made it into a business. I've got a small team together, and we hit the ground running, and it hasn't stopped since. Here we are, a little over a year later, and now we're looking at expanding. We're looking at providing more services, and we're teaming up with other people who have gotten organized, and we're having some meetings with some very inspiring people. It's been an awesome year. I've had to do a lot of personal development and really find the best side of myself to put to work to get this done. I'm the founder and CEO, but my boss is the job seekers. I try to work for them. They're the reason we exist. They're the reason I have the inspiration to get up and go for a run every morning. The reason our job board is even there is from the employers. So I just want to extend my thanks out to all the employers who have posted with us so far, and all the future ones that are going to come to us. My customers are some of the greatest Canadians, and it's been an honor.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I will
I will
cut your
cut your
mic
mic
for
in
a
a
second
second
because
because
there's an
there's an
echo for
echo for
our
our
listeners.
listeners.
I will
I will
present your
present your
website.
website.
So, alors, c'est comme ça va mieux comme ça. Euh, the website. The website. So, yes, there's echo. So this is the website of Jabless Jobs. Again, so you can present your website, George. I will let you present it a little bit.
Sure. So the URL is jablessjobs.work. That's WORK, jablessjobs.work. And if you look at the top in the menu, we have a job seekers page and we have an employers page. That's to just describe to you guys, to the users of the website, what each service provides. And it doesn't cost anything to apply for a job. It's free to apply for a job on Jabless Jobs, and it's always going to be free to apply for a job on Jabless Jobs. For job seekers, we do, however, have a resume building service, because we know a lot of people are transitioning from one sector to another. And you can use our service. We're the cheapest on the internet. We had to charge for that because we have a real person, a real resume specialist who puts their heart and soul into making the resumes. It's $50, and you'll have your professional resume emailed to you in a Word doc and a PDF doc within 2 business days. And then just click on the job board that pertains to you, most likely because of your audience in Canada. Click on the job board in Canada and just browse the jobs. If you're interested in a job, just click on the job title, and it'll open up to the description, and then you'll see the button that says apply for this job, and just take it from there. There's a variety of jobs. We have, I think, over 200 right now listed, and we've had close to 500 accounts made on our site since we started. Since we started this website this one started in January. But yeah, we hit the ground running. So also there's an employers page. That's where you'll get a little bit, if you're an employer, you'll get a little sense of how things work for you, what our cost is, and what we can provide for you. There's also an anonymous option for employers who aren't comfortable in posting their name. We make sure that happens. 1 in 4 employers who post with us choose the anonymous option, but we still need to know who you are. It's not anonymous all the way through. It's anonymous to the public, but we need to know who you are, because we put a lot of effort into vetting the employers. We have to make sure you're a real employer, you're a real job. We don't do MLMs, we don't do pyramid schemes, and we have to make sure that our job seekers are safe and they're applying for a real job. We do our best to protect the integrity and the safety of our job seekers. We also have a news page. If you go to the About Us in the menu, you'll see that there's a news page go to About Us. There's a drop down. Yeah, a little over, go to About Us on the right. Yeah, and there's a drop down. There's a little spiel about us, but there's a drop down that says news, and you can just see any podcasts or news coverage we've had in the past. We always put our links there. So the link from this will be up there within a few weeks. And there's some just great content there to get to know us a little bit better, what we're all about. There's a lot of people have covered us, as you can see, but we still got a lot of people who haven't heard of us. So there's lots of room to grow. And that's the gist of our website. We have a pricing page, and the rest is just the job board. We try to keep it clear and simple and easy to use, with the hopes that it keeps seamless. We're about to start doing some more refining work on the website to just make it even better.
Good. I have a question for you. So, of course, it seems like another job-seeking platform, but there's something special about you again, and this is important. Hundreds of thousands of talented and reliable Canadian workers of various industries and backgrounds have become available in the job market. First, not only due to their unwillingness to comply with disclosing their vaccine status, but also as a result of not sharing in their previous employers' political and or ideological beliefs. Can you talk about us? Can you talk to us a little bit more about this paragraph that I found very important? And this is part of your mission. This is what is different from other platforms.
Yeah, well, of course, we started because I was in a situation with my employer wanted to force the vaccine on me, and I wasn't a part of that. But we started to notice that and I'm sure many of your viewers and listeners have noticed as well that there's an ideological war going on right now, and it's a culture war, and we noticed that a lot of employers in the mainstream that follow the mainstream narrative are focusing more on hiring employees not based on their talent and their integrity, but rather based on their ideological beliefs, and not necessarily focused on hiring the best person, but rather hiring someone whose race will show that there's diversity in their company. And that's a bit of a virtue signal that doesn't do justice to growing a team and doesn't do justice to a company. It only does justice for a temporary minority of people who will virtue signal back. What it ends up happening is it ends up being a toxic workplace. So we want to support the people who don't focus on ideology and but rather focus on integrity and industry experience. That's who you should hire, is people who can show integrity and have the industry experience to work that role that's opened. So we're very focused on that.
Thank you. So we see it's a big difference from other platforms, and all the job seekers and the employers also have these principles of integrity more than social justice warriors. It's not the place, it's to work. So just a little word in French. Les sous-titres seront faits en français après ce live parce que maintenant, pour le défilement de la conversation, je vais aller laisser en anglais. Mais en gros, vous voyez le site web, éventuellement aussi, il y aura du français, mais ça va venir plus tard. Mais bref, ce que ça permet de faire, ce site-là, c'est d'avoir des gens qui, pour ne pas avoir dévoilé leur statut vaccinal, ont perdu le job, ou pour des raisons de social justice warrior, des environnements toxiques de travail, les compagnies qui sont là et autres, et les employeurs, donc, et les employés qui cherchent un job, c'est l'intégrité qui va primer versus le social justice warrior. So, can you talk about us about what for you should be the principal qualities, maybe to have a job, find a job? Let's talk about a little bit the how to and the focus to have for the kind of job. So some tricks and counsels you could give to people
To find a job?
to find and to work also, and how to do the job also, like being focused in the task. So we have many people, uh, all the workplaces are right now in revolution. So there's many things changing right now. What do you think? What your thought about it, and how can we manage it?
I mean, the ideology taking over the workplace is certainly a challenge for a lot of employers, and they're really torn. I mean, they gotta choose between, hate mail on social media or choosing the right staff member that's going to help their team grow. And you got to think as an employer, you got to think for the long term. You got to think for the long haul. Short-term profits, short-term virtue signaling is not going to help you and your kids in the long run. It's really about focusing on who's going to be the best person for the role. And what's really awesome, that's really unfortunate for the employers, but what's really awesome is, like we said in the first line of that description about us, is hundreds of thousands of new available talent has come to the market, and they need someone they can trust. They don't want to go back and work for their previous employer. Some have because they have to, but there's a lot who have lost trust and they're afraid that it's just going to happen again. So there's some very talented people who are willing to transcend sectors and use their transitional skills and to apply them to different jobs. And so it's a wonderful golden opportunity as an employer who doesn't discriminate to find someone who might even be overqualified but's willing to learn and who will climb quickly. Like anyone who's looking for a job through Jabless Jobs is someone who certainly is willing to stand behind their decisions and take the risk to maintain what they believe in. That's a leader. That's this kind of person you want in your company. That's the kind of person who's going to help your company grow for the long run. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, very well. It was loud and clear. And yes, so we could think about this new network that is building right now. Will have some future, of course, with all the mess we see right now created by the government, like USA and Canada. So far, I have a question. Do you have good results up now? And congratulations for your mission from Hélène Saint Laurent. So, what's the result for now you have?
Well, the result is a lot of things. I had a problem and I tried to solve it for myself, and it resulted in us facilitating the employment for roughly 500 people. We don't have an exact number, but we can guess confidently that it's roughly 500 people have found jobs through us, give or take a few dozen at most. That's one result. Another result is many people who have just even heard of us have discovered that there's a sense of hope that they can have, that there's people who are trying to solve problems and create solutions and act on solutions. That's another result. So that's immeasurable. We don't know how many thousands of people have just felt a strong sense of hope and confidence from just learning about us. Another result is I was an employee for people through many jobs throughout my adult working life. And now I'm a business owner. And you mentioned that everything that this government is doing for us, but the government did me a favor. They gift wrapped me this opportunity. They gave me this opportunity to learn how to be the best CEO I can be, and not only that, but work for a very direct purpose, a very direct purpose that can help save people's livelihood and give people a chance at another chance at financial security. So that is another result of what we've done here. And an even greater result is that it's an example to people to empower themselves. Like, look at this situation that you're in as an opportunity. Find a problem in your community and figure out how to solve it. And maybe there's a chance to monetize it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be able to stay the course. So this has just been a countless positive results along the way, and it's also resulted in me having to find the better version of myself and work hard at being the better version of who I can be, so I can serve the people who need me to do this. I don't work for myself. I work for the job seekers.
Yeah, excellent answer. And yes, like for once, not it wasn't their intention, their intent, but government created a job. We can say it, but with someone like you who wants to find solutions, not whining about the stuff. Finding solution is not always easy, but well, how do you manage to get that? So because you could have started in many ways, many directions, but you managed to focus on this goal, and you said it. You don't work for you, but you work for the people. Somewhat like me, what I'm doing. Like I'm doing this not just for me. Yes, I love it, but for the people also. How do you find this way? And well, what was we know the motive, but was it a trigger, something, or someone that told you something special?
Well, I was working for a friend, and he wanted to enforce his medical decisions on me. He wanted me to make the same choice as him, and he was a childhood friend. We were completely opposites on the topic, but I have him to thank. If my friend who I was working for wasn't a disciple of Dr. Fauci and wasn't following the mainstream narrative, then I wouldn't have this opportunity here that I've shared with countless people. So that is really what triggered it all. I didn't start it as a means to create a business. I didn't sit here and look, oh, this is a wonderful opportunity I'm going to take advantage of. I just wanted to find myself a job, and it just exploded. It just went on from there, and I realized I had something special, and I might have trapped lightning in a bottle, but I have to now be a better version of myself to step up to the plate and ride this machine.
Yeah, good. So, yeah, I think it's the beginning of a big new path of success from what I can see right now, because it start not far ago, but it seems to have a good growth. I think you pinpoint the needs of many, because the many of people were discriminated for many reasons. I think it's a good time for you. And in business, we always say, yes, you can have a good idea, but if it's not the right time, the timing is important. And the timing seems to be very on your side. What you thought about this timing, and is it part of the tricks to have success?
Well, what's weird is because the mainstream narrative shifted as compared to pre 2020 to after 2020. If you really dissect what we're not doing anything different that didn't exist before 2020. So we really just are doing what's normal, creating jobs for job opportunities for employers to creating a job board, pardon me, for employers uh, to find staff. And these are unique employers in our times because we work with employers who just don't ask. That's normal. This isn't anything radical. What's normal is not asking personal medical information. So we're maintaining the normality. The fact that employers are now asking, that's not normal. That's where we have to remember and remind ourselves that we're not doing anything wrong here. We're just keeping it the same. And the mainstream narrative shifted, so all I had to do was follow a pre-existing model and move forward with that. And rather than complicate it, just remind myself that this is just normal. And people have done this before me. Only difference is we don't ask because that's normal.
Yeah, thanks. And what about the employers? So some of them, maybe they don't know you yet, but some of them discovered you first. How some employers discovered you, and there's some of them that could be shy to say yes. For me, the vaccine status isn't important. Do you sense it a little bit? A kind of a shy, the employers being shy to ask it, to not ask it.
Uh, yeah, like not all. There's some that are very proud, very certain, and want to announce that they do not ask and they want to post with us. And most of them are that way, actually. One in four, on average, one out of every four posts is an anonymous employer, and they move a little slower. They're a little curious. They're not sure if they want to, but then when they learn that we have the anonymous option, they'll use that option. And we don't care. The only thing we care about is that they do not ask one way or the other. We don't want to be the other extreme. We do not want to contribute to a two-tiered society. We will not work with an employer who wants us to prove that someone is not vaccinated. We don't do that. So we just want to show that we're non-discriminatory. We want to work with employers who won't ask. And you also, there was a previous part to your question. It was about how do they find us? Funny enough, most employers, most business owners are in their 40s and 50s, and they're telling us they learn about us because their daughter told them about us because they learned about us on social media. So we're quite active on Telegram. And we often hear that when a new employer contacts us, we'll ask them, "How did you hear about us?" Then they'll just say, "Oh, my daughter told me about you, and we really liked what you're doing." So that's one way we hear it quite often. A lot of times it's just from doing a Google search, and then we show up on their search.
Excellent. So it's funny that you use Telegram at first, not Facebook. Like our first reflex should be could be Facebook, like me or many others. We began with Facebook, but Telegram is another challenge, another style, but it's very interesting. And yes, this session, this podcast, is currently live recorded on Facebook, but also on YouTube. And on YouTube, yes, we will put the link on Telegram, on FNL, Freedom News, Nouvelle Libre channel. Uh, two last question, but at first, you have also a mobile platform. I see. You can use your mobile to apply, and for the employers also.
Yeah, well, we don't have a designated app, so to speak, just yet. We have plans for that in the future. But our website, we do have a mobile version of our website. So again, you would just go to jablessjobs.work through your browser. Or you can find our website through any of our social media, on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and just keep the page open and come and check it out. But yeah, we do have a mobile version of our website. We whenever we make changes on our website, then we go and we look at the mobile version and we make adjustments so it stays pretty.
So thank you. And on the last part, so you mentioned it, people can reach you via the website, via through many platforms. So I will show it again. On the website, there's the page contact. So they can contact you to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. This symbol, I don't know, and Telegram. Are you also on other platforms? And what's this symbol?
We just got a Rumble account the other day. We just posted a few things on there, but we haven't promoted it yet. That little symbol right there, that's the Hive blockchain. We're on a platform called Wavio, but we haven't been there very often. We've been just extremely busy, as you can imagine. And what that is that's like social media, but on a blockchain server. That's something we've been exploring with, and an affiliate of ours is very active in that. In fact, he owns Wavio. So we went on there, and we've been checking out some options that we have for maybe being more present on blockchain servers.
So thank you very much. So as you see, is they will go much far than people thought. They think they have planned many things, and you see, it's not blocked just to one side. This man George has a vision. A last word for our listeners.
Well, yeah, I'll try and be brief. See, when I had the falling out, well, it was a friendly falling out with my employer, who was a childhood friend of mine. He warned me. He said, "You're never going to find another job in BC. Everyone else is going to be asking the same thing." Not only did I find another job, but I found my own job. I became self-employed, and I found this wonderful opportunity. And there was way more people in Canada and British Columbia that were on the same side of history as me than I thought at the time. I was scared. I was going out into the abyss. I did not know how it was going to play out. I took a chance. And then this happened. And I want to just share that with everyone. We do not have jobs posted across all of Canada. And I'm sorry, we don't have any jobs in Quebec right now. But what I can encourage you to do is look to Jabless Jobs as an example. Try and find a solution in your community and solve the problem. Try and find a problem and be the solution. One thing that I've noticed in the last year is there's been a lot of people who've been very active in trying to solve the problems that are going on, but they're trying to do too many things. They're trying to do everything, in fact, and as a result, they're doing nothing. So we have this saying that we say with ourselves here with my team is pick a lane and stay in it. Choose where you're going to be the most effective and stick to that. Exercise your discipline and stay within that lane, and then you'll be the most effective and you'll get far ahead of the rest, because there's other people who have created job boards to solve this problem in Canada, but you haven't heard of them because we've been focused only on this. They're trying to do everything else as well, but we've been focused only on this. We've made it our livelihood, so we depend on it. So we need people as to really find us and use us, and we've been working hard at it. So solve a problem and learn to monetize it, and exercise your discipline and stick to it, and you will then be able to do what we're doing, facilitate many victories for many people over a prolonged period of time. And that's how we're going to win this.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So I'm sure we'll have some other podcasts with you, like maybe a special chronicle like job tricks or job seeker or employer tricks. So the future is ahead of us, not behind. That's good. And I'm glad that I've met you. Thank you very much for all you did. And it's just a beginning, a big one, a big step you made. Congratulations. And we'll see you again.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we're just at the beginning. We're only a year old. We got many more ahead of us. Thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.